How could they fail to perceive a member of a community that is an agent of Israel as opposed to a person who was trying to undermine the Palestinian cause? They are not ignorant people. They are Arabs. They know, as I would know as an African American, who was advocating for me and my people when we were enslaved.
Indeed.
You didn't have to tell me this person was in favor or not in favor. I knew it. And you can tell quickly, just from what's happening, whether the person is true or is insincere. So this, I believe, is something that's quickly lost sight of as we're working on sentiments of the Muslim world, and Muslims fall prey to those sentiments, unfortunately.
And indeed, and in Chaudhry Zafrullah Khan Saab's example, here was a man who fought as part of the independence in India. So the earlier question we had on the whole focus of the being British agents, and here was then the same man who spoke very passionately and a great advocate for the rights of the Palestinian people, both not just, he was actually at the United Nations and spoke, as you said, in most eloquent and powerful terms in defense of the rights of the Palestinians. So how ironic on both those principles in one man, who was a passionate follower and devotee of Hazrat Promised Messiah Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. Just in that one man's example, we, if you like, we turn both arguments round and say, well, it was quite the opposite. I mean, this whole element of respect as well, I mean, one of the elements, whether you are in Israel or whether you are in Britain or anywhere else in the world, the fact is that Ahmadi Muslims are regarded as good citizens, and it's almost that in the question that was put forward, it was because you're living peacefully in Israel, then somehow you're doing something wrong. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Rashid Ahmed Saab for bringing this, because I've learnt myself, I'm sure many of the viewers have learnt, and it's very interesting to hear about how the Jamaat started in, obviously, Palestine. The thing is, of course, as you said, I mean, this is what a true Muslim should be, and this is what we've got to bear in mind, how we should be conducting ourselves. And this is the main message of the Holy Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, that you should be leading by example, you should be practicing whatever you preach. And people should be seeing within yourself and seeing qualities which they think, well, I would like to be like him. So this should be practiced wherever you are in the world. But the thing that comes to my mind in hearing these two questions by Rashid Saab is, why are these allegations there? And this is a thing that Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, they can't find anything wrong with what he preached, because of course he brought true Islam. So they're trying to do this attack on his character. Now of course this one about agents of Israel couldn't have happened in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, because Israel was not created at that time. So this is a new allegation attacking the Jamaat in whichever way they can, try and attack the Jamaat. But this is a sad state that they're getting into, that they're trying to make up all these wonderful allegations instead of looking at the message of Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, which is, as we're saying, that we should be good citizens and we should be practicing and displaying our love for God to everyone. If people see that wherever they are in the world, they would appreciate it. And this is what we're seeing, that wherever we are in the world, alhamdulillah, people appreciate it. And I don't know if they appreciate it in Israel, I hope they do. But I'm sure that when they see an Ahmadi, they will not be thinking that this person is a terrorist or anything like this, because the way he's conducting himself is completely different. And that's how Muslims should be conducting themselves. This is the message of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, not to go around trying to incite hate and make people scared of you. It should be the love that you're displaying that draws them to you. So this is what we are told, and this is what we practice.
And it's that example which is taken. Munir, if I could just come one sort of final point on there. You know, Rashid Ahmed Sahib obviously raised this question on some of the questions that he's received from other non-Ahmadi friends of his. But the fact is, you know, and I assure viewers, we're sitting in the library surroundings of the Beth al-Futuh Mosque here in London, which is one of the largest mosques in the world, but certainly in Western Europe. And within that, I can assure viewers, within a stone throw away from here in terms of distance, are the main studios and head offices of Muslim Television Ahmadiyya. So this suggestion in the question, Munir Saab, and I come to you here, to my right is someone who comes from that particular part of the region, from Palestine. You're sitting here as also one of the hats you wear is the head of controllers of MTA, but you're sitting here in London. So this question which is raised, that your TV programs are televised from Israel.
Well, two points to keep in mind. The first is our Jamaat is established in over 190 countries around the world. In many of those countries and centres, whether it's in the US, whether it's in wherever in Britain, in England, up in Scotland or other areas, we have studios all over the world. And we do have a studio also in Kababir in our mission. Similarly, we have recorded programs also in the West Bank, we have recorded programs in Jordan, we have recorded programs in Syria. Does that make us agents of all those countries?
Indeed.
And if that's the case, where would the allegation stand of those Muslim channels who are transmitting here from the UK? Are they also British agents? Mm-hmm. So that doesn't carry any
It's
weight.
one of those almost nonsensical, as all these allegations sometimes can be. But that said, they're allegations, they have to be answered, and it's only appropriate that we sort of pick up on these and seek to answer them as comprehensively indeed as all of you have done so today.